everybody, thanks for joining me for this video. This is going to be a review of something I have been testing out for what seems like a really long time. I've been testing out a lot of different shades of the Coastal Scents gel liners. So if you're not familiar with Coastal Scents, the website is coastalscents.com, and the way I really came to know about them was through their makeup palettes. They have some really great eyeshadow palettes, like 88 shade eyeshadow palettes and blush palettes and all that kind of thing. For a pretty affordable price, you can try tons of different colors and really add to your collection. So they've also, have a lot of other things that they offer through their website, and one of those things is gel liners. So gel liners have kind of started to increase in popularity somewhat. It's going beyond now just the pencil, or the automatic pencil or the sharpened pencil and the liquid liners to something you can put on with a brush, and it's in some cases easier to apply. You can sometimes have more control with it than a typical liquid and less pull with it than a pencil, so it's nice to have a gel liner. And what I like about these from Coastal Scents is that they are so affordable. Even more affordable at $6.95. It's less than like a L'Oreal Hip liner would cost at the drugstore. So I just kind of wanted to walk you through what some of my favorite ones are, and they happen to be the new shades. That's what I tried quite a few of the new colors that they have out, and I just wanted to tell you what my favorite ones are. And granted, there were some, like there was a bright pink that I loved and an aqua that I really liked, but I'm also trying to keep in mind sort of like what's practical, for you guys. So if I suggest something like these will be good to have in your collection because I think you'll get a lot of use out of them. If anything, that was the reason why I didn't necessarily like certain colors as well. But some of them, while many of them work nice as actual liners, some of them work great as an eyeshadow base. So something you would put all over your lid or all the way from your lid to your brow bone in some cases, and then you put your powder shadows on top, and it allows them to cling more to this base, and you get a long-wearing look and you get more vibrancy with your shadows, so it's an all-around good thing. So that's enough rambling on that for now. I'll go ahead and show you the shades, and then I'll talk a little bit about why I enjoy the formulation on these. So as far as the ones that I like for a liner, my two favorite shades are Exotic and Stellar. Exotic, to show you the shade here in the packaging. Wow, this is good lighting on this. This is sort of a deep brown with kind of a khaki feel to it. It's got a golden undertone, almost a little bit of an olivey golden look to it, but it's basically, it's brown. And to show you, it's this shade right here. And you can see how it has that slight metallic finish to it, so it's gonna have that little bit of shine, but not too much. I have a real thing against eyeliners that are too metallic, because I feel like you can be looking at yourself in the mirror and it's like the eyeliner almost looks uneven because it catches the light way too much. So this just has kind of a nice sheen to it, but I don't feel like it's overly metallic, but it does have a really pretty, underlying shimmery sparkle to it. So that's this one right here, and that is called Exotic. So if you like using a lot of neutral colors and browns and greens and golds and shades like that, I think this would be a great complement to it because it does have just that really pretty undertone. And if you put it on in a more thick way, you could still use these darker shades as a base all over the lid. I did that for Halloween with the next shade I'm going to show you, and it worked fantastic. So you can do that. These just are a little more difficult because they are darker. So anyway, what I would use for that in terms of application is a stiff angled liner brush. Coastal Scents has plenty of those, or even your drugstore, or just one of those small, like a pointed tip brush. You can even find some in like the craft section of Walmart. Very fine tip to a point brushes that can be nice for really detailed liner, really fine lines. So keep that in mind. The other one here was Stellar. This is probably my favorite of the two, but I really like them both. This is basically a black or deep charcoal gray with sparkle, but basically it's black. I feel like it draws on very dark. It's this shade right here, and you can see as it catches the light, it's got some sparkle to it. It's got a little bit of a sheen there, and this is just all around great for your black liner. When I say there's some sparkle to it, I mean it's not like you're going to be able to clearly identify glitter on your eye, but it just might have a little more of a sheen than you're used to. It's not going to be quite as flat looking as a typical black liner. But here's where I just am thrilled with these, is the fact that they do stay. I put them on my lower lash line, go out all day, and I don't have a problem with them bleeding. And you can see I'm rubbing across them, and they're not going anywhere. There's nothing on my finger, you know? Just, I mean, I'm applying pressure and they're not smudging. So that's great, guys. That's really great news that this product can do that. And yet, when you apply them, they're not as dry as, say, the L'Oreal Hip Cream Liner. If you've used that, I find that it got dried out on me really soon, but also, like, just to apply it, it was like, it would be hard to smudge it because it would dry so quickly. These, you do have some time to get them if you wanted a real softened up look on your lash line, but yet they dry to a completely, you know, non-smudgeable finish. So I love that. Time to move on to the shades that I like to use all over the lid, say as a base, and I would go ahead and use a typical eyeshadow base underneath it just to be safe. Like say your Too Faced Shadow Insurance or your L'Oreal Decrease or whatever formulation you like to use, your Urban Decay Primer Potion. I would go ahead and use that underneath. And also, to get the best outcome out of these as your base, do not put too much on. Just because you think like, oh, I want the color to really stand out or something, you're going to get the best effect if you just keep it a thin coat. And I feel that way about almost any cream product you put on your eyelid. You've got to keep it thin or else you will get creasing. So there's my little disclaimer on that. Also, these little frosted glass jars are not very big. The opening is just rather small there, and I have nails, and to get my finger in there, it's like it's, you know, it would be, I would get it in my nail, and I don't like the thought of digging something out with my nail. So I go ahead and use, even if I want to put this all over my lid like that, I use a little brush. This is a smallish, I think it came as a concealer brush in a set from Coastal Scents, but I mean, these are everywhere. You'll find these. It's just a smallish brush. To see it compared to like the size of my eye, it's like just, you know, lots of control. You can just easily get it in there, get out what you need, and it's very, very easy to spread that on your eyelid. These little guys just aren't quite nail friendly. So anyway, to get through these last few shades, my favorites for a base all over the lid, and these could be liners too if you like a light shimmery liner, but I just like these best as bases. Wicked is a silver shade. Look at that. This is going to be a great all-around base for almost any color. It's right here. You can see it really, a nice metallic finish, really catching the light. And you could wear these alone as well, and you would still get that nice long-wearing finish. You can see I'm rubbing my finger on it. I've even put a lot of product on here, and they're still not smudging one to the next. So I love that. But anyway, that's your silver shade. It's gonna really add to any light shade you put on top of it. If you want to, you know, your pastel shadows to really stand out more, put them on top of Wicked, and I think you'll get a really bright, light, shimmery finish. The next one is Summer Fun. I love this one. This is a gorgeous peachy gold shade, and fans of MAC, yeah, this is basically like a Rubenesque paint pot dupe. I have Rubenesque. I don't have a ton of MAC products, but I do have that, and I swatched these side by side, and they're very similar. This one is a little bit more metallic than that one is, but the tone is overall the same. If you were to top this with a shadow and top Rubenesque with the same shadow, you would overall wind up with the same basic look. So this is just gorgeous for your everyday, you know, base for a shadow. It will give off that peachy gold appearance. If you like a lot of neutrals, this would be great as well. This is the swatch of it right here in the middle. Just a beautiful golden undertone, peachy, goldeny, slight bit of bronze, just beautiful base for eyeshadow. And the last one I want to show you is a colorful one. I really, really like this one because it's so unique. It is called Feline, and it's like a sort of a bluish green with a yellowish gold undertone. Okay, so you're looking at that there. It's got a really pretty gold undertone, and you'll see it more on my skin here. It's just beautiful and so unique, and I use this as the base of an olive green look. I've used it as the base of a blue look, and it really just captures whatever color you're putting on top of it. And again, great staying power. I can rub all over my hand. Nothing has smudged in with one another, so you can have confidence that these will last. I think I've gone over basically how the best way to apply these are, and like I said, the only thing really holding back other shades that I've tried is the fact that I don't feel like they're necessarily practical shades. I tried to pass along shades here that I thought if somebody took my recommendations, I think they would get a lot of good out of them. And at less than $7, these are a really good buy where this stuff is concerned, because you will go into the drugstore even and spend more on a gel liner. So I hope you guys maybe get the chance to take advantage of this deal if you can. These are the shades that I like the best, and please let me know if you've tried other shades. Let me know what your favorites are. Maybe I'll get some new ideas too. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.